Qianzhousaurus. Its popularity continues to rise thanks to the nickname Pinocchio Rex. This name is inspired by this Asian tyrannosaur's long and thin snout.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video, where today it is a brand new species on the species field guide. Before we get into the video, do consider pressing that red subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on all of the news and gameplay for Jurassic World Evolution 2, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification as well. But today's species is Qianzhousaurus, I think that's how you say it. My pronunciation has probably been butchered, so I'll try not to say it, but here is how you actually say it according to the voiceover lady.
Qianzhousaurus.
But yes, I think it's pronounced Qianzhousaurus actually. And it is actually a relatively new species of dinosaur that was founded in 2010 from last I heard. I've only heard of it, I think, only 3 or 4 times, and I never expected it to be in Jurassic World Evolution 2. But here it is. As we can see in the first scene for the Qianzhousaurus, we have both of them releasing from the hatchery, which obviously we know is returning from the first Evolution game. We also have a first look at new fences, I believe. These are brand new fences, don't think we've seen them before, and I don't think they've been in Evolution 1. So some brand new fences right there. We can see electricity pylons going across the park. And unfortunately, we still only have the snowy biome. We know it's been confirmed that we are going to have 5 biomes, but the only ones we have seen are desert and the snowy one. So I do wonder what the other 3 are going to be. Hopefully one of them is tropical because, you know, Jurassic World, tropical, and I assume another one might be redwoods. But yes, this is the first scene where we can see 2 of them released together, which I assume means that they must have at least 2 living together. Now moving on to the second scene, again we get a new look at brand new fences as well. I don't think they're the same as the previous fences that we saw, so it is interesting and intriguing as to why they decided to use different fences. However, the foliage in the background looks rather cool, and we do get to see our first look at guests moving around, which does look similar to Jurassic World Evolution 1's unfortunately, so fingers crossed they do change that and the guests become more alive, let's say, like in Planet Zoo. But we do get to see 2 Qianzhousauruses walking around and doing some random animations, I assume sniffing. It seems towards the end of the second clip we can kind of see them do the same animation, which is a bit worrying because, you know, looped animations at the same time is something that we don't really want to see. But personally, my favourite one is the black and orange looking one. I just think that looks absolutely incredible to have the orange going down its spine from the top of its head as well. But as you guys can tell by now, these are Tyrannosaurids, you know, they have 2 fingers. They look similar to the Albertosaurus as well actually, so that is quite intriguing because who knows if the Albertosaurus will make it back. We saw its image, but we haven't seen it in Jurassic World Evolution 2's imaging yet. It then cuts to the scene of these 2 Tyrannosaurids roaring up to each other, which honestly looks very cinematic and very well put together, especially for an alpha version of the game. Again, not too much is shown in the background, but very, very tall trees, may I just say. They look like huge redwoods. But it does seem like this Tyrannosaurid does need at least a partner and maybe a few trees in its enclosure as well. Next up, we get a very cool cinematic shot of the Qianzhousaurus roaring randomly in the middle of nowhere, but we get a really nice drop back of the gorgeous looking snowy mountains, but hopefully they do turn to different types of mountains, let's say. But yes, the roaring animation for the Qianzhousaurus does look really, really cool. I love the model. It does look similar to an Albertosaurus, but it does also have some unique features such as some warts on its arms and also some bony plating at the back of its back, which looks awesome as well. Now, we didn't quite get too much from that species field guide, and I don't think we got too much from the forum post either, although we did get a new look at the Qianzhousaurus right here in the desert biome, which looks awesome to say the least, and the way that it's sat, it just looks awesome. Which, honestly speaking, I do think kind of confirms resting, so dinosaurs, such as theropods, will just rest now instead of walking around aimlessly for hours on hours on hours. But looking at it, we have 2 in the same enclosure, so yes, I assume they do need pairs, and there are some rocks and some cacti in the enclosure as well. Now here's a little backstory about the Qianzhousaurus. It's a genus of a medium-sized Tyrannosaurid dinosaur that lived in China during the late Cretaceous period. The dinosaur is a fairly recent discovery found in Qianzhou, China in 2010 during the construction of an industrial park. Uncovering the fossil eventually led to conclusion that the long-snouted Tyrannosauruses were a distinct breed and not a juvenile Tyrannosaurus who hadn't grown into their adult snouts. Its snout is actually 35% longer than other dinosaurs of its size, and research is still ongoing about the evolutionary advantage of such a long snout. Qianzhousaurus was a carnivore like its cousin the Tyrannosaurus rex, albeit with a slightly weaker jaw and bite. Being carnivorous and a keen hunter, they prefer to chase live prey, but will also eat meats from standard carnivore feeders if they're hungry. So what I got from that sentence is that potentially in Jurassic World Evolution 2, some dinosaurs will actually require hunting needs, so they'll need to hunt, and that's how you keep them happy in their enclosure. A social animal, this dinosaur prefers staying with their own kind only, with a small social group as a bare minimum. Make sure they don't get lonely. They won't, however, get along with other carnivores, so it might be a good idea to keep them in their own enclosure, or have enough space for other species to stay outside their territory so a fight doesn't break out. As long as they're happy within their own area, with plenty of water surrounding them, they shouldn't give you too much trouble. And yes, that is all the information we got on a Qianzhousaurus. An awesome dinosaur, and one that honestly I never expected. I think it's really cool to have it in the game. And to look at it, the model, it stands out, you know. Although it does look similar to the Albertosaurus from Evolution 1, I still think that the Qianzhousaurus does stand out somewhat. You know, especially with that long snout, you know, 35% longer? I never expected that. But yes, the Qianzhousaurus, a brand new species to the Evolution franchise. Honestly, it's amazing. And I'm surprised that Universal gave the go-ahead for this dinosaur, considering that it was only found in 2010, which is very recent, 11 years ago. But hopefully this means that Qianzhousaurus will turn up, because we haven't seen Qianzhousaurus in any video game anywhere. But we know it was part of Jurassic Park, so fingers crossed we do see Qianzhousaurus. But staying on topic for the Qianzhousaurus, I do think it's going to be a wonderful addition to the park. I'm not too sure if it's going to be an expensive dinosaur, but this is our first big carnivorous dinosaur, I believe, in Species Field Guide. And it's a brand new dinosaur to add to the roster, so I think we are now on 34. Yeah, it must be 34 species for Evolution 2. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that like button and let me know your thoughts of the Qianzhousaurus down in the comment section down below. But in the meantime, stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.